175 years. How many businesses can claim that? Furthermore, how many family-owned businesses can claim that? An incredible 7 generations of Hubers have built this business to the extraordinary destination experience that is Huber's Orchard and Winery. 7 generations of Hubers have taken this business from local to regional to national. And it is a safe bet the 7th generation will put Hubers front and center on the global stage in the future. In 1843, Simon Huber from Baden, Germany, settled the original 80-acre tract of land that we are celebrating on here today, 175 years and 700 acres later. The home directly to my left also provides a very historic setting. Renovated and rebuilt in 1938 from the original home that once stood in this exact location in 1843. This is the home where the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th generations of Hubers have been raised. Incredible. And the beautiful historic dairy barn you see was also built in 1938.
A wonderful destination. This does truly serve as an anchor for the state of Indiana. Our calling card as a state is our agritourism and culinary tourism capacity. And when we have a place to turn to such as this, as a point of pride, as a place to look to for inspiration, and a place to look to as a place for aspiration, I think it makes a lot of people feel very good. I think it's an amazing thing that has occurred with this particular destination and what this family has done, being the progenitors of the Uplands Wine Trail, the creation of Starlight Distillery. A lot of firsts have occurred because of this family here, and a number of other families across the state of Indiana have taken pages from your playbook and have attempted to create something similar to what you have done here. The best of the best in the agritourism industry want to come here and see this and experience this firsthand so they can replicate even just a small part of what this place represents. I think that should be a point of pride that we as an entire state should embrace.
Good morning. It is an honor and a privilege to be invited to speak here and to participate in celebrating one of Indiana's finest families and finest businesses. Most businesses don't survive 5 years, let alone 175. Huber's is truly special. The Huber Farm is a special place. It is a place where memories are made. And it is important to remember that underneath everything else, Huber's is still, and first of all, a farm. I have had the opportunity of working with the Huber family for the last decade, and I have spent a lot of time here. That experience has given me insight into what has made this place survive and thrive for so long. It's many things, including extraordinary work ethic, commitment to family and community, respect for tradition, focus on quality and constant improvement, great customer service, responsiveness to economic changes, and changing consumer tastes. The Huber family is deeply and firmly rooted in the past with an eye on the future. They are always improving and innovating. As I said though, this is, first of all, a farm. And I think that realization and focus ties everything together and makes it all work and continue to work. Huber's may sell $50 bottles of wine and spirits, but it also sells pumpkins, and I expect it always will. While Huber's attracts some of the region's biggest and most sought-after corporate and nonprofit events, it also continues to host countless busloads of school children, many of whom are visiting a farm for the first time. Couples get engaged and married here, and they come back to sip wine and listen to live music, and they return later with their children to pick strawberries and apples and cut down a Christmas tree. Huber's is a place for all seasons, both literally and figuratively. The Huber family is a part of history, of our history. What else was happening in 1843 when Simon Huber was starting a farm in Clark County? John Tyler was president. Samuel Bigger was governor of Indiana. Suffice it to say, with all due respect to the memory of Governor Bigger, if I may, 175 years later, Simon Huber may be a bigger name. The state of Indiana was only 27 years old, and people around here were still talking about the fairly recent move of the state capital from Corydon to Indianapolis 18 years earlier. Maybe it should have stayed in southern Indiana as the state went bankrupt in 1841, 2 years before Simon arrived. Francis Scott Key, who wrote the lyrics to the Star-Spangled Banner, died in 1843. Ulysses S. Grant graduated from West Point. The University of Notre Dame was 1 year old, having been founded the previous year. In 1843, a 34-year-old Illinois lawyer and one-time Hoosier named Abraham Lincoln ran unsuccessfully for Congress. The U.S. population was 17 million. The population of Indiana was about 700,000. By comparison, Huber's will attract almost that many visitors this year alone. I can tell you that without the Huber family, there certainly would not have been an artisan distiller law in Indiana in 2013, and I doubt there would be one today. It was Ted Huber who approached me with the idea soon after I was first elected. It was the Huber story that gave personality and character and meaning to what otherwise would have been an alcohol issue that likely would have remained mired in statehouse politics for years. Instead, because of the Huber family, discussion turned to agriculture, family farms, economic development, and tourism. And that's what it's all about. Thanks to Huber's, Indiana has a burgeoning new industry that has already attracted tens of millions of dollars of investment and created hundreds of new jobs. What makes artisan distilling special is the stories and the sense of place. Artisan distillers are bottling the Hoosier State, its history, its communities, its sights and sounds. Of course, long before artisan distilling, in the 1970s, the Huber family was at the State House lobbying for the ability to make wine, which it may or may not have been doing anyway. As with the artisan distiller law 4 decades later, I've seen the old still, Indiana may not have had wineries starting in the 70s and 80s without the Huber family. What does the future hold? We can certainly look forward to the bicentennial in 25 years, which I expect will include some 30-year-old bourbon. I don't think it's unreasonable to expect that Huber's will still be here 175 years from now. If any business can survive that long, Huber's can. Time and again, the Huber's have proven their ability to evolve and reinvent their business without losing the qualities that make it special and successful. Congratulations to the entire Huber family for the first 175 years, and best wishes for the next 175. Thank you.
Praise and honor to our loving God for the 175 years the Huber family has lived on this land. They know and accept your great love in the changing of seasons and the cycles of life. They give thanks for the memories, the good times and the hard times, the times of birth, growth, and harvest, the times of death, worry, and fear. Bless their children and their children's children now, so that they will be ready to take ownership and responsibility for the future of this land. May they have peace and prosperity. May they pass on to others the love of the land and the values of justice, respect, and stewardship. We ask all these blessings of farm and family through Christ our Lord. Amen.